Karen accused store of expired goods, but she faked labels and got arrested. The grocery store smelled like fresh bread and overripe bananas. But the air turned sour the moment Karen stormed in, her voice slicing through the hum of shoppers like a siren. "This place is a scam," she shrieked, holding up a yogurt container as if it were evidence of a crime. "Expired goods on your shelves," disgusting heads turned. The store, a small family-owned market called Green's Grocers, was packed for the Saturday rush. Karen, with her bleach blonde bob and a purse slung over her shoulder like a weapon, stood in the dairy aisle, waving the yogurt at a stunned teenage cashier named Mia. The girl froze, her hands trembling on the scanner. Karen's accusations weren't just loud, they were a performance, designed to humiliate. Shoppers paused their carts, their curiosity outweighing their hurry. Mia stammered, "Ma'am, I can check that for you." But Karen cut her off. "Don't play innocent. You're selling poison to families." The manager, a wiry man named Tom with tired eyes and a Green's Grocer's apron, hurried over. He'd seen his share of complaints in his 10 years running the store, but Karen's venom was something else. "Let's calm down," he said, his voice steady but firm. "Can I see the product?" Karen thrust the yogurt at him, her nails painted a garish red. The label showed an expiration date of yesterday, technically expired, but Tom knew his stock was rotated daily. Something felt off. "This shouldn't be here," he muttered, inspecting the container. The label looked odd, slightly misaligned, the print too crisp compared to the store's usual stock. Karen wasn't done. "I found 3 more," she declared, pulling out a milk carton, a cheese block, and a pack of deli meat, each with an expired label. She tossed them onto a nearby display, knocking over a stack of canned beans that clattered to the floor. The crowd grew, phones slipping out of pockets to record. Karen reveled in it, her voice climbing. "You're ripping us off. I'm calling the health department." Tom's jaw tightened. He'd built this store from nothing, pouring his savings into it after his father passed. The idea that he'd risk his customers' health was absurd, but Karen's theatrics were turning heads and opinions. Mia, still shaken, whispered to Tom, "I checked the dairy section this morning. Everything was fresh." Tom nodded, his mind racing. He noticed the labels on Karen's items had a faint adhesive residue, as if they'd been tampered with. He decided to play along for now. "Ma'am, I'm sorry for any oversight. Let's check our inventory records." Karen smirked, folding her arms. "You won't weasel out of this. I'm posting this online. Everyone will know what a fraud this place is." As Tom led Karen to the back office to review her complaint, the tension in the store simmered. Shoppers whispered, some siding with Karen. Can you believe they'd sell expired stuff while others weren't so sure? "She's making a scene," an older woman muttered, pushing her cart past the mess. In the office, Tom scanned the barcodes on Karen's items. The system flagged them as part of a batch delivered 2 days ago, all with expiration dates weeks away. He leaned back, his suspicion hardening. "These labels aren't ours," he said, holding up the yogurt. "The font's wrong, and the adhesive's peeling." "Did you alter these?" Karen's face flushed, but she doubled down. "How dare you accuse me? I'm the victim here." Her voice cracked, but her eyes darted to the door, betraying a flicker of panic. Tom kept his cool. "We'll need to verify this with security footage." Karen's bravado faltered, but she snapped, "Do it. You'll see I'm right." Tom radioed for his assistant manager, Lila, to pull the tapes. As they waited, Karen's accusations grew wilder, claiming the store was part of a corporate cover-up to sell tainted food. Tom stayed silent, letting her dig her own hole. That's when the twist came. Lila, a no-nonsense woman with a knack for spotting trouble, returned with a tablet and a grin. "Tom, you need to see this." The footage showed Karen in the dairy aisle an hour earlier, alone. She wasn't just inspecting products, she was peeling off labels, replacing them with ones from her purse. The camera caught her swapping stickers on the yogurt, milk, cheese, and meat, her movements quick and deliberate. The crowd outside the office, now watching on Lila's tablet, gasped. A man in a flannel shirt muttered. She faked it. Karen's face drained of color. That's not me, she insisted, but her voice wavered. The conflict exploded. Tom stepped forward, holding up the tampered yogurt. You brought these labels in, didn't you? You set this up to make us look bad. The crowd's whispers turned to murmurs of outrage. Karen's performance had collapsed, and she knew it. You can't prove anything, she shouted, but her confidence was crumbling. Lila, ever the wild card, chimed in. Actually, we can. I found this in the trash by the dairy aisle. She held up a crumpled sheet of printed labels, identical to the ones on Karen's items. The crowd erupted, some yelling. Call the police, others filming the chaos. Karen tried to bolt, shoving past Tom toward the exit, but the crowd blocked her path. A mother with a toddler in her cart glared. You could have hurt someone with this stunt. Karen's eyes widened, her bravado gone. Tom, keeping his composure, called the police. We're pressing charges for fraud and vandalism, he said, his voice calm but unyielding. Karen's protest grew frantic. You're framing me. This is a setup, but the evidence was ironclad. The footage, the labels, the mismatched barcodes. The crowd's anger was palpable, their trust in Green's grocers restored as Karen's lies unraveled. The police arrived, 2 officers weaving through the packed store. They reviewed the footage, examined the labels, and listened to Tom's account. Karen, now cornered, tried one last plea. I was just trying to protect consumers, she cried, tears streaming down her face. The officers weren't buying it. Ma'am, you're under arrest for fraud and property damage, one said, cuffing her hands as the crowd watched in stunned silence. Karen's purse fell to the floor, spilling more fake labels, her final, damning mistake. As the officers led her out, the store erupted in applause for Tom and Lila. The mother with the toddler approached Tom, her voice soft. Thank you for standing up to her. This place is our lifeline. Tom nodded, exhaustion mixing with relief. The store's reputation was intact, but the ordeal left a bitter taste. Karen's stunt could have ruined his business, his employees' jobs, and the trust of a community that relied on Green's grocers. Outside, Karen sat in the back of the police car, her head bowed. The crowd dispersed, some still filming, others debating what they'd seen. Tom addressed the remaining shoppers. We're sorry for the disruption. Everything in this store is fresh, and we'll keep it that way. He offered free coffee to anyone who stayed, a small gesture to rebuild the warmth of the morning. The fallout was swift. Karen's arrest made local news, the footage of her label swapping going viral. Green's grocers saw an outpouring of support, with customers flooding in to shop and share their stories online. Karen faced charges of fraud, vandalism, and public disturbance, her reputation in tatters. The police found she'd pulled similar stunts at other stores, hoping to extort settlements or gain clout online. Her plan backfired spectacularly, leaving her with fines, community service, and a criminal record. In the days that followed, Tom and his team posted a sign outside the store, fresh food, honest service. The community rallied around them, proving that truth could outshine deceit. But the story left a lingering question: how far would someone go for attention? And what happens when lies catch up? What do you think? Did Karen deserve her fate? Or was she just misguided? Share your thoughts below.